Welcome to It's English Podcast, where English feels easy, calm, and natural.
Hey there, amazing learners. Welcome back to It's English Podcast. I'm Brian, and wow, do we have something special for you today.
And I'm Mary. It's so wonderful to have you here with us. Whether you're listening while having your morning coffee, on your way to work, or relaxing after a long day, welcome.
Mary, before we dive in, I have to ask, how was your weekend? Did you try that new recipe you were talking about?
Oh my goodness, Brian. Yes, I did. And let's just say it didn't go exactly as planned. I tried to make homemade pizza and the dough stuck to everything. My hands, the counter, even my hair somehow.
Your hair? How does pizza dough end up in your hair? That's a talent, Mary.
I know. But you know what? I didn't give up. I made another batch the next day and it turned out perfect. And that actually connects to today's topic perfectly.
Oh, how so?
Well, today we're talking about training your brain to win. And what I learned from my pizza disaster is that our brains can learn from failure and get better. We just have to believe we can improve.
Exactly. And that's what makes today's episode so powerful. We're going to talk about how your brain is like a muscle. You can train it, strengthen it, and teach it to think like a winner.
This episode is for anyone who has ever thought, I'm just not good at this, or I'll never be able to do that. Because the truth is, those thoughts are just habits, and habits can be changed.
Yes, and for our English learners specifically, if you've ever felt like you'll never speak English fluently or that you're not smart enough to learn, this episode is going to change everything for you.
So grab a pen and paper if you can, because we're going to share some really practical tips that you can start using today.
Let's do this. Let's talk about how to train your brain to win.
So, Brian, let's start with the basics. What does it mean to train your brain to win?
Great question. Think of it this way. When you go to the gym, you train your muscles, right? You lift weights, you do exercises, and your muscles get stronger. Well, your brain works the same way.
So you're saying our thoughts are like exercises for the brain?
Exactly. Every time you think a thought, you're creating a pathway in your brain. And the more you think that same thought, the stronger that pathway becomes. This is called neuroplasticity.
What?
Neuroplasticity. It's a big word, but it means your brain can change and grow. It's not fixed. So if you keep thinking, I can do this, that becomes easier to believe. But if you keep thinking, I always fail, that becomes your reality too.
Oh, wow. So when I kept thinking I'm terrible at making pizza, I was actually training my brain to believe that?
Yes, but when you decided to try again and told yourself, I can learn this, you were retraining your brain. And look what happened. You made perfect pizza the second time.
That's incredible. So our listeners can actually change the way they think about English learning or anything in their lives.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to teach today. Let me share our first practical tip. Tip number 1. Change your self-talk. Brian, serious, important. The first way to train your brain to win is to change your self-talk. Self-talk is the voice inside your head, the way you talk to yourself.
Oh, I know that voice. Mine is sometimes very mean to me. Like when I make a mistake, it says, Mary, you're so stupid, or why can't you do anything right?
Mary, you're not alone. Almost everyone has that negative voice. But here's the secret. You can choose to change what that voice says.
Really? How?
Okay, here's what you do. First, notice when you're being negative to yourself. Just pay attention. Then stop and ask, would I talk to my best friend this way? If the answer is no, change it.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's say you make a mistake speaking English. Instead of thinking, I'm so bad at English, I'll never learn, you say, okay, I made a mistake. That's how I learn. Next time, I'll do better. See the difference?
Wow, yes. One makes you feel terrible and the other makes you feel hopeful.
Exactly. And here's a powerful exercise our listeners can try right now. Think of something you usually say negatively about yourself. Now, rewrite it in a positive way.
Okay, let me try. I usually say I'm terrible at waking up early, but I could say I'm learning to wake up earlier and I'm getting better at it every day.
Perfect, Mary. That's exactly it. And if you say that to yourself every day, your brain will start to believe it. And when your brain believes it, your behavior changes.
This is so interesting. Are there specific words we should use?
Yes, use words like yet, learning, and growing. Instead of I can't speak English well, say I can't speak English well yet, but I'm learning. That little word yet is so powerful.
Oh, I love that. It means it's possible in the future.
Exactly. Now let's talk about our second tip.
Okay, Brian, what's the second way to train our brain?
Visualization. This is when you imagine yourself succeeding, like watching a movie in your mind.
Wait, you mean just imagining it? How does that help?
Great question. Here's the amazing thing. Your brain can't tell the difference between something you vividly imagine and something real. When you imagine yourself succeeding, your brain creates the same pathways as if you actually did it.
Really? That sounds too good to be true.
It's true. Athletes use this all the time. Olympic athletes visualize their perfect performance before competitions. They imagine every detail, how it feels, what they see, what they hear, and studies show it actually improves their performance.
Wow, so I could visualize myself speaking English confidently?
Yes! Let me show you how. Close your eyes. Well, our listeners should close their eyes, not you, Mary, you're recording. But listeners, if you're in a safe place, close your eyes for a moment.
Yes, if you're not driving or walking, close your eyes and follow along with us.
Now, imagine yourself in a situation where you're speaking English. Maybe you're at work, or talking to a new friend, or ordering at a restaurant. See it clearly. What are you wearing? Who is there? What does the room look like?
Now imagine yourself speaking English clearly and confidently. You know the words. Your pronunciation is good. The other person understands you perfectly and smiles.
Notice how you feel. Proud, confident, happy. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're smiling. Hold that feeling for a moment.
Okay, you can open your eyes now. How did that feel?
When you do this exercise every day, even for just 2 or 3 minutes, your brain starts to believe, I can do this. And that belief gives you confidence when you're in real situations.
You know what? I just realized I already do this sometimes without knowing it. Before my English classes, I sometimes imagine myself teaching well, and it helps me feel less nervous.
See, you're already a winner, Mary. You were training your brain without even knowing it. And our listeners can do this too for anything they want to achieve.
So, just to be clear, our listeners should spend a few minutes every day imagining themselves succeeding at their goals.
Yes, and make it as detailed as possible. Use all your senses. What do you see, hear, feel? The more real it feels in your imagination, the more your brain believes it's possible.
This is amazing. What's our third tip?
Our third tip is to celebrate small wins. This is so important, and most people forget to do it.
What do you mean by small wins?
Small wins are the little victories you have every day, like learning one new English word, or speaking English for 5 minutes, or understanding a sentence you heard. These are all wins.
But aren't those too small to celebrate? Shouldn't we only celebrate big achievements?
No, this is where people make a big mistake. If you only celebrate when you reach huge goals, you'll feel discouraged most of the time. But if you celebrate small wins every day, your brain learns, I'm making progress, and that keeps you motivated.
Oh, that's why I gave up on my New Year's resolutions. I wanted to lose 10 kilograms, but I didn't celebrate when I lost 1 kilogram. I just felt like it wasn't enough.
Exactly. And your brain thought, this is too hard, we're not getting anywhere, so you stopped trying. But if you had celebrated each kilogram, your brain would have thought, we're doing great, let's keep going.
Okay, so how should we celebrate small wins?
It doesn't have to be big. It can be as simple as saying, good job, or giving yourself a high five in the mirror, or writing it in a journal, or telling a friend. The important thing is to acknowledge it.
So if I learn a new English word today, I should say, Mary, good job, you learned a new word, even if it's just one word?
Yes, because that one word is progress. And when you celebrate it, your brain releases dopamine. That's a chemical that makes you feel good. And your brain loves dopamine, so it wants to learn more words to get that good feeling again.
Wow, so we're basically rewarding our brain like training a dog?
Yes, kind of, but we're training ourselves to notice our progress instead of only focusing on what we haven't done yet.
This is so important. I think many people, including me, are too hard on ourselves. We see what's wrong instead of what's right.
You're absolutely right, Mary, and that negative focus actually trains your brain to see problems, not solutions. But when you celebrate small wins, you train your brain to see opportunities and progress.
Okay, we have one more tip, right, Brian?
Yes, and this might be the most important one. Tip number 5, learn from failure instead of fearing it.
Oh, this is hard for me. I hate failing. When I make a mistake, I feel so embarrassed and I just want to give up.
I know, Mary, most people feel that way, but here's what I want you and our listeners to understand. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success.
What do you mean?
Think about babies learning to walk. They fall down hundreds of times, right? Do they think, oh no, I failed, I should give up? No, they just keep trying because they don't know failure is bad. They just see it as part of learning.
Oh, wow. So we learn to be afraid of failure.
Yes, society teaches us that failure is bad, but successful people know that every failure teaches you something. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb, but he said, I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 ways that don't work.
That's a completely different way to see it.
Right. So here's what you do when you fail or make a mistake. First, don't be mean to yourself. Just notice it. Then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What will I do differently next time?
So when I make a grammar mistake speaking English, instead of thinking, I'm so stupid, I should think, okay, now I know that's wrong. Let me learn the correct way.
Perfect. And here's another powerful question. What's good about this? Even in failure, there's usually something good.
What could be good about failure?
Well, maybe you learned what doesn't work. Maybe you became stronger. Maybe you now know you're brave enough to try. Maybe you got feedback that will help you improve. There's always something.
You know what? My pizza disaster was actually good because I learned that the dough needs to rest longer. If I had given up, I would never have learned that.
Exactly. So your failure was actually success in disguise. It was teaching you.
I want our listeners to hear this. If you're afraid to speak English because you might make mistakes, remember, every mistake is teaching you something. The only real failure is not trying at all.
Well said, Mary. And remember, every successful person you admire has failed many, many times. They just didn't give up. They trained their brain to see failure as feedback, not as a stop sign.
Warm and transitioning. This is such powerful information. Should we summarize all our tips before we move to the vocabulary section?
Agreed. Great idea. Let's do a quick recap. Okay, everyone, here are the 5 ways to train your brain to win.
Warm and listing. Number 1, change your self-talk. Be kind to yourself and use positive words like yet and learning.
Continuing. Number 2, visualize your success. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself achieving your goals in detail.
Continuing. Number 3, celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every bit of progress, no matter how small.
Continuing. Number 4, practice positive affirmations. Say encouraging statements to yourself every day, out loud, with confidence.
Finishing. And number 5, learn from failure instead of fearing it. See mistakes as teachers, not as signs to give up.
Motivated, inspiring. If you do these 5 things consistently, I promise your brain will change. Your brain will start thinking like a winner. And when your brain thinks like a winner, you become a winner.
Warm and transitioning. Now, let's take a moment to learn some important vocabulary from today's episode. All right, wonderful listeners. We used some really useful words in today's episode. Let's break them down so you can use them in your own life. 1. Mindset. Your mindset is the way you think about things. It's your attitude or mental approach. Example. If you have a positive mindset, you will see opportunities everywhere.
This is one of the most important words in today's episode. You can have a growth mindset, believing you can improve, or a fixed mindset, believing you can't change. Choose growth. 2. Visualization. Visualization means creating a picture in your mind. It's when you imagine something clearly. Example, I use visualization to see myself speaking English confidently.
Remember, when you visualize, make it detailed. The more real it feels, the better it works. 3. Self-talk. Self-talk is the way you speak to yourself in your mind. It's your inner voice. Example, my self-talk used to be very negative, but now I speak kindly to myself.
Pay attention to your self-talk. If you notice you're being mean to yourself, stop and change it. 4. Affirmation. An affirmation is a positive statement you say to encourage yourself. Example, every morning I say this affirmation, I am becoming better every day.
Make your affirmations believable. Don't say something you can't believe. Use words like becoming or learning. 5. Neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change and create new pathways. It means your brain can learn and grow. Example, because of neuroplasticity, I can train my brain to think more positively.
This is a big word, but the idea is simple. Your brain is not fixed. It can change. This is amazing news for learners. 6. Persistence. Persistence means continuing to try even when things are difficult. It's not giving up. Example, learning English requires persistence. You must practice even on days when you don't feel motivated.
This word describes winners. Winners have persistence. They keep going. 7. Confidence. Confidence is the feeling of believing in yourself and your abilities. Example, the more I practice speaking English, the more confidence I have.
Remember, confidence comes from action. The more you try, the more confident you become. 8. Celebrate. To celebrate means to do something special because you're happy about an achievement. Example, I celebrate every small win, like learning one new word.
Don't forget this one. Celebration is so important. Even small celebrations train your brain to notice success. 9. Failure. Failure is when something doesn't work the way you wanted. It's not succeeding at something. Example, I made many failures when learning to cook, but each failure taught me something.
Remember, failure is not bad. It's just information. It's teaching you. 10. Growth. Growth means getting better or becoming bigger. It's improvement over time. Example, I can see my growth in English when I compare my speaking now to last year.
Focus on growth, not perfection. As long as you're growing, you're winning. 11. Belief. Belief is when you think something is true. It's what you accept in your mind. Example, My belief that I can learn English helps me stay motivated.
Your beliefs create your reality. If you believe you can do it, you're already halfway there. 12. Progress. Progress means moving forward or getting better at something. Example, I'm making progress in my English every single day, even if I can't see it.
Progress is not always big and obvious. Sometimes it's quiet and small, but it's still progress. Trust it.
Wow, those are 12 powerful words that can change your life. Use them, practice them, make them part of your daily vocabulary.
And remember, you don't have to memorize all of them today. Even learning one new word is progress. And what do we do with progress?
We celebrate it.
Well, my friends, we're coming to the end of today's episode. But before we go, we want to hear from you.
Yes, we got a beautiful question from one of our listeners. Her name is Sophia, and she's from Brazil. Sophia asks, how do I stay motivated when I feel like I'm not making progress in English?
Oh, Sophia, thank you for this honest question. I think many people feel this way sometimes.
Sophia, here's what I want you to know. You are making progress, even when you can't see it. Learning a language is like growing a tree. You water it every day, but you don't see it grow. But trust me, it's growing.
And here's what helps me. Keep a learning journal. Write down one thing you learned or did in English each day. After 1 month, read your journal. You'll be amazed at how much you've learned.
Also, remember what we talked about today. Celebrate small wins. Did you understand one English sentence today that you wouldn't have understood last month? That's progress. Celebrate it.
And to all our listeners, if you have a question, please send it to us. We love hearing from you. You can message us on our social media or email us.
Before we go, I want to give you a challenge. This week, I want you to practice one of the 5 tips we talked about today. Choose the one that speaks to you most. Maybe it's changing your self-talk, or maybe it's celebrating small wins. Just pick one and practice it every day this week.
And share with us. Tell us which tip you chose and how it's going. We want to celebrate your progress with you.
You know, Mary and I truly believe in you. We believe you can achieve your English goals. We believe you can train your brain to win. But most importantly, we hope you believe in yourself.
Remember, your brain is incredibly powerful. It wants to help you succeed. You just have to train it with the right thoughts, the right beliefs, and the right actions.
You have everything you need inside you already. You just need to unlock it. And now you know how.
Thank you so much for listening to It's English podcast today. We are so grateful you spent this time with us.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep training that amazing brain of yours to win. We'll see you in the next episode.
Until then, believe in yourself, celebrate your progress, and remember,
you are already a winner.
Bye everyone.
Take care.